Remember, you can join us this Sunday at Bracket Room in Arlington for Washington Game Day Uncensored. The pregame show kicks off at 11 a.m. before Washington takes on the Titans. Voted the best sports bar in D.C. by In the Capitol. Bracket Room is the DMV's premier sports lounge and eatery. Go to 1067thefandc.com/events for your details.
By the way, right before we came back on the air, Jason does this thing. He loves when we close the show. He's big into the songs on the show.
Yeah.
So the vast majority of the intros on the show, that's Lurch's direction.
Well, he was a DJ in college. We all know this.
I think it sounds better.
And yeah, I don't disagree with you.
You just don't trust Valdez to pick his own music?
Is he just, it's his thing.
Well, you mean during the show or
Yeah.
at the end?
No. He's talking about during the show.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm
I
just-
pick better songs than he does.
Right.
So he's
He
into
likes to have
that.
the input.
He's into the walk-up songs. Like when Jason Lockenfora was on earlier from CBS Sports, he's like, does Jason Lockenfora have a walk-up?
Pretty sure he does.
You know,
but
so he's big into those elements of the show. And one of the newer elements on the show is towards the end of the show, the last minute or two, we'll play closing time.
Yep.
Semisonic.
Right. And so, but
great
Jason
bit.
does this thing to remind Valdez his signal
Plays
is
it-
kind of like,
Playing
no,
like the
I think
organ.
it's, no.
It's like
I
the
don't think
piano.
the
Air
organ.
piano.
It's like piano.
Oh,
Yeah,
to me,
piano. He's doing a
Oh,
piano.
oh,
What do you
okay.
think it was?
I thought he was doing like, to me, it reminds me of, is it Bye, 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 the stupid like puppet
No, he
dance that he
Oh,
big
no.
His hand,
You thought he was doing that?
but who does the organ way up here?
No, he's doing this.
So he
he's
can
like
see
playing
the hand.
piano.
It's funny how JP will bring something up to make someone else look stupid, but 9 times out of 10 he ends up making himself look stupid. Doesn't he?
That's a very good point. But yeah, why don't you do it down here?
Because
Well,
like
'cause
he
he
can't
can't
see.
see.
Right. So I do this.
Yeah. It's
Music.
It's
He's
called
just
a
doing
visual
music.
If I went
cue.
like
Why don't you
this-
do this?
Am I wrong
Why
on
don't you
that?
do air guitar, though? Why don't you just do air guitar?
Because the start of the
Because it starts
song
out with
comes
the
out
piano.
piano. They're tickling the ivories.
but this is the funny thing.
But don't you do that for any time we reference music? You do
I
piano?
don't know, maybe. Probably.
But the funny thing is, he did this. He was looking at Valdez. And he
I know, it
doing
was a segment too early.
And then I point to him, and he was so distraught.
Well, he's desperate to
I point to
leave.
him the time.
We still have 2 more segments before that.
And you
I
got
know.
to tape an interview.
Well, that's the thing. I got
Who
all
has
kinds
to
of
tape
stuff.
an interview? Oh, you do.
Well, I got
For
to
your
do
silly
that, and then I got a
podcast.
dentist appointment at 11.
They got
It's
the guy that hit 14 picks in a row.
just- Ken Thompson's gonna be on. Of course,
Thompson,
big fat.
no P.
What?
Thompson, no P.
It still
That's what I
sounds the
said.
same.
I
What did I
thought you said
say?
I
Ken
thought you said
Thompson and Ken Thompson are the same.
You said
Thompson.
Thompson.
I said Thompson.
Minutia.
I mean, who
Really?
cares?
You won't call Georgetown's coach.
John Thompson.
You know what I call him? John Thompson, which sounds the same as Ken Thompson.
Yes, it does.
It sounds
It
the
doesn't
same.
sound the same.
It sounds the
It
same.
sounds exactly the same.
I promise you,
P
when I
so
when I
subtle.
introduce him on the podcast, I won't say Ken Thompson.
You're right.
I mean, if you say it fast enough, you can't tell.
Anyway, I found it hilarious that Lurch was doing this, and then I pointed him the clock, and he just got visibly distraught.
Well, yeah, because I thought the show was over.
I feel like the show today has been particularly slow. Don't you think?
4 out of 5 days, I probably
You
feel
do?
that way.
Are you getting
Today
a
is particularly slow.
cleaning or some sort of procedure
No,
at the
just
dentist?
Just standard, semi-annual standard stuff.
Oh, you're not-
But it's the point that I got to go.
your standard is way different than my standard.
Your standards,
A root canal.
right? Your standards every 2 weeks.
Well, it's
Oh.
not necessarily the root canal, but I definitely leave the dentist's office with fillings that need to be made, but you just can't do so many in one day. So he goes, we'll just get them next
We're
time.
like, we're running out of gauze to stuff in this guy's mouth. We need to
No,
create some
seriously.
separation
No,
here.
I seriously, I leave the dentist with fillings that need to be done, but we say, don't worry, we'll just do them next time.
Yeah.
And we just keep doing a couple each time.
So joint pain and now dental work.
Always.
We are old.
You guys will love this because you love the fact my dog plight. The fact that I spend $1 billion a week on this dog, right?
Well, it's just a lot of time.
Well, it's a lot of time. It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
All right. So I haven't even talked about the fact that I go to this pet value place which to wash my dog after the dog park. It's $10.
What,
It's
you do-
$10 a
Hold
visit.
on, just to wash the dog.
How often do you do that? Like 3-4
4 times a week.
I mean,
Why don't you
Luka-
just don't most people just wash the dogs at home?
Well, you could do that,
You
but
don't
see,
have a hose?
I do, but
I
you
mean,
understand this place
you know,
has.
you know what? Take it to what is it? Your hookup. It's Suds. Take Luka to Suds.
Let her run right
and
through
get it washed
Yeah.
for half price.
It would be cheaper. Well, no, the reason I do is because you can walk the dog back there, and it's got its own tub, and it's got the shampoo, it's got all the towels, it's got the hose and the air dry thing.
Well, you're just a neat freak, and you just don't want any mess at your house.
What's your guy's name
oh,
for
I'm not
Mr.
going to do
Wash?
it. I would never wash the dog in the house.
Don't some people wash dogs like in their tubs?
I think so.
No, there's no chance, dude. This dog is filthy when it comes home from the dog park.
I mean, but
I couldn't
most-
traipse it through the
but
house to get to the
most
top.
People don't do. I mean, Drab doesn't spend $10 a day washing his dog.
Are you kidding? Troy
Okay.
probably hasn't been washed in 10 years.
First of all, he can't afford it.
Troy and the Wolves.
Secondly, I guarantee his house is a pigsty. I just
My
guarantee
house
it.
is silly, Rick.
Anyway,
What do you
So
do with Troy? Hold on. And what do you do with Troy when you walk him?
I wash him once a month. At
Where?
at the Muddy Mutt.
What's
once
that?
a month.
That's
what a
that's
dirt ball.
self-cleaning place. The bathtub for dogs. I don't know.
Same thing.
Same
Okay.
thing.
How much is it? $10?
18.
Wow. All right. So my other point was, so I do that. So I'm spending minimum $40 a week just on baths.
You realize
Not
this was a
including
catastrophic decision that you made.
Looking like it.
You realize your dog bathes more a week than I do?
That I'm not surprised by.
That's not even close.
All right. But my dog is probably like 75% trained. For most of the day, she's fine. But she has this deal where she likes to jump up on the counters. If she smells food, she'll jump her two front paws will go up on the counter. And if she can
Silly for your granite.
if she can reach the food with her tongue or her mouth, she'll get it. So you have to put all the food kind of in the center
Yeah.
of the tables, right?
Ship it to the middle.
So I've been trying my ass off to get her to stop doing this. I just
Yeah.
can't do it.
Well, what are you supposed to do? What do they tell you you're supposed to do in an instance like that? What is the proper dog etiquette?
I
Because
don't
I
know.
would smack the dog on
First
his
thing you have to
nose
do
or
is
something.
Some people do that. Some people will
What if
try
you just
and-
like choke him? Get like a choker.
Oh, you can't.
Well, no, but don't they have those
Oh, I
choker
thought you meant- I
chains?
thought you meant like grab it around the neck and start
Well,
shaking
that
it.
might work too.
Some people will try and penalize the dog or punish the dog by putting them in a certain spot of the house.
Every time they do something like that.
Yeah,
So it's like a
the
timeout?
Like
Yeah.
a timeout.
Put them in the sin
I mean,
bin.
honestly,
Which
are dogs
never
that
works.
smart that they could figure that out?
If you train them, you got to train them.
Yeah.
And I've been doing everything.
Why don't you call your militant German dog trainer? Have him come over for a crash course.
No, he's good. He just charges too much.
How much did you end up paying him?
I paid him like $6.
What, to teach them some German?
How much money do you really think you've spent on the dog since you've had it? It's probably 6 months, right?
Would you factor in the vet bills and stuff?
Everything,
Couple
everything.
$1,000.
How do you say
Couple
second
thousand, 6
mortgage in German? Valdez, can you cue that up over there?
I mean, dog food. Dog food is not cheap. Well,
So what have you
it can be
tried?
cheap.
I'd like to know what you've tried so
So
far.
now I've been told by a lot of dog owners to get this shock collar.
Yeah, I know people have those.
All right, so it's a collar that you put around the dog, and it's got this little battery in it.
I didn't know you did it in the house, though. I thought that was just like for outside.
It can be for, I guess,
Anything.
indoor, outdoor, right? This thing is $130. So I went and bought it yesterday.
Right.
All right.
You're
There's
such
another
a
one.
squeaker.
There was another one that was $180.
Everything with Jason's money. It's
Well,
hilarious.
why shouldn't it be?
It's hilarious.
That's life.
I know. I just don't think of it that
I mean, it
way.
doesn't grow on trees. I don't have like this unlimited funds
Right.
to spend on this dog.
All right.
So the shock collar is the collar that goes around the neck.
Yeah,
I don't know if you've ever used a shock collar.
never.
And it's got this little remote control. So
Yeah.
anytime it goes somewhere that you don't want it to go or jumps up somewhere, you
Buzz
push
his
this
ass.
button. Yes.
Does it drop?
And I
does
put
it
my
drop
finger
'em?
on it.
Yeah.
I put my finger on it. It hurts.
Does it drop them? Like what happens when you buzz them?
Oh, you should have seen the reaction of my dog when I
So
buzzed.
bitter.
When I buzzed her, she was salty. She would go over to the sink and jump up to where the sink is because sometimes she likes to lean in the sink.
Right.
Whatever's in there. I went. Bzzz. She went. "Ah!" And she ran away from the sink. Right.
So
She
that's-
ran over to the door,
Oh, well,
cowered in the corner.
Oh, you're gonna be straight.
And so now I noticed the rest of the night she wouldn't go near the sink.
All right. Smart.
Once she starts jumping up on the counters, I'm going to zap her ass again. Right? When she does something else wrong,
Yeah.
when she likes to chew on, like, she'll grab a paper towel and chew it and shred it. I'm going to zap her when she takes a paper towel. I'm going to zap her ass until she doesn't ever go into the
Well,
kitchen.
here's the problem. When you're not there, someone has to be maintaining, right?
Correct. And I don't really want my daughters to do it. Because I don't think you're supposed to do it a lot. I mean, I can see my youngest daughter just kind of playing with like it's a toy.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, you didn't keep
Let's
it
see.
away.
Let's see Luka jump 5 feet in the air. Beep, beep, beep,
It
beep.
reminds me when I went on when we were kids, we would go to like North Carolina. You know, you do these random trips with your family.
Sure.
And we were going horseback riding somewhere. And I remember
you, Mr. Highfalutin, horseback riding.
No, it's like something any kids would do.
Pony rides, glorified.
Yeah, believe me, it was no big deal. My horse name was Molasses, right?
Like every horse's
like
name is
every
Molasses.
horse's name. It's slow as hell.
Yeah.
400 years old, big fat horse. Well, they gave me a whip, and I thought that was the cool. Like I thought I was in the Kentucky Derby.
Sure.
So we're just doing this little walk, around. I don't know. I get that whip.
Was Pete Medhurst calling the race?
No.
He could have been though. At every turn, I kept whipping the horse because it was good. Molasses. Shocker was going butt slow.
Right.
So I kept whipping the horse, and the lady that was leading, she got so Rick, and I didn't understand.
But then you should have turned her and said, well, if you didn't want me to hit the horse, you shouldn't have given me this perfectly functional whip.
I just didn't understand. I thought
Right.
the whip, that's what the whip was for. I
Right.
watch the Kentucky Derby every year. They're whipping the horse down the stretch. I didn't know. But it's like you got to use it
Now,
sparingly.
a lot of dog lovers will say that the shock collar is just a no-no, inhumane.
Inhumane.
Yes.
Well, it isn't human.
Yeah, that's what I was going to point out.
Yeah.
It's inhumane. You shouldn't treat the dogs that way.
You
But
know
I've
what it
tried
is?
everything.
It sounds like it's effective so far.
Hell yes, it is.
Right.
Maybe that's why
It
they're so
works.
expensive.
Right.
But there's no different than invisible fences. People have invisible
Same
fences
thing as-
all
same
over the
exact
world,
thing. Yeah.
right? People use them.
Yeah. No, I think it's the same
I
thing.
mean, it's not going to kill the dog.
No.
I don't think.
Well, it's like I was saying the same thing with those
Look,
choker chains. When I had a dog in college, I was choking
We got
Barney's ass
Thanksgiving
left
coming
and
up.
right.
We got Thanksgiving coming up,
Yeah.
right? I usually have 25, 30 people come over for
God
dinner.
forbid Luka gets her paws on that turkey.
Can you imagine
the turkey you're going
my
to fly in
dog
from
running
Michigan?
around the house during Thanksgiving
Yeah.
when people
Oh,
are
you're gonna
trying
have
to
to-
play it up?
Luca's gonna have to be in the
Yeah,
garage.
remember, Jason buys like a $300 turkey that's like 20
Right.
Yeah, it
pounds.
gets flown
Oh,
in
she'll
from
destroy
East
that
Lansing.
thing. She'll destroy it.
You actually gonna have to put her away for Thanksgiving.
I will.
Have you thought about that?
I will,
No, like
but-
a boarding place.
a kennel for the day?
Yeah. You can't have that dog running around with all that turkey and
I'll just put her-
stuffing and
The only
selling.
Like
problem
I
is
said, I'll just put her in
those
my garage.
places are expensive.
Who's taking
They're
care of the
pricey.
dog when you head to the Bahamas?
Good question.
Got to find a dog sitter.
You want a dog sit?
No, thank you.
I'll pay you.
That monster? No way.
Price?
$50 a day.
I was going to ask for at least $200 a day.
$200 a day.
Yeah. What do I have to
I
deal with that
can put her up the
nightmare
Ritz.
dog?
I'll put up the Ritz for cheaper than that.
I mean, are you kidding me? That
Kidding
dog's
me.
eating your furniture, peeing all over your
Just do the
carpet.
kennel.
You don't care about your place. You rent.
Just do a kennel or some old lady will watch your dog. That's what they do for a living.
Probably will, but I want JP to do it.
Plus, your dog's got more
don't want-
electricity coursing through it than Frankenstein.
I've never had a dog.
Your
too.
kids will
I don't
love-
want to deal
they'll
with your
love her.
dog.
Jason got 100 dog activists calling in right now.
Oh, no.
I don't want to talk to any of them.
Saying you're not
They're all
supposed to do
everyone's
that.
Rick.
I don't care. I don't
Well,
want to talk to them.
it's legal, right?
Yes, I think.
Jason Vick.
Where'd you buy
Jason.
where'd you buy? It's not funny, but where'd you buy the dog collar?
Pet value.
Yeah. I don't think it's any different than guys that have those things, those electric fences.
I don't care about those people. They don't live with my dog. I do.
You're not trying to hurt the dog. You're just trying to teach the dog
Of course. I'm not gonna. It's not gonna wear the shock collar for the rest of its life.
until it.
I mean, hopefully for a few months.
Luca's least favorite song, Shock the Monkey. Peter Gabriel hates it when it comes on in the house.
Maybe you know what? Maybe I'll take the collar off and just play that.
Or least favorite
Where's the jump
rapper, Shock G. Not a big fan.
All right,
Out of
Lurch, in
bits
about
here.
15 minutes, you can do this again.
Yeah.
Oh, it's still we have one more segment.
Electric
I
Avenue.
wanted to get into Jim Hazlitt's record. We were playing Brian Arakpo in the defense. I mean, it's
isn't
just
that too
another
easy?
year. It is easy.
It's too
But I
easy.
think that we need to touch upon his fantastic record as a defensive coordinator. We'll get to that next on The Fan.